something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm talking quieter because it's later at night, but since this big coronavirus has become a big thing and our school is off for 2 more weeks after March break, it's Friday night right now, Friday the 13th, bit scary there, but I want to do this segment where I revisit movies that I either used to love or used to hate that I haven't seen in a few years. And my first one, I really want to make that 8 Mile with Eminem, and I haven't seen this film in probably 2 years, but it used to be one of my 10 favorite films of all time. It isn't anymore, but I want to see if I revisit it, will it be as good as I remember? I love Eminem, he's my favorite artist. You can't see, but up there, there's a poster for it, and I just love all his music. Music to Be Murdered By, my favorite album of the year, very great. And yeah, so I'm gonna go check that out right now, and we'll see. I'll check back in tomorrow to see if my thoughts on it are still the same as they were 2-3 years ago, or if my opinion has changed. 8 Mile is a story of Jimmy Smith Jr., played by Eminem, and it is basically loosely based on his life story. I'm pretty sure it's basically like the movie Honey Boy from 2019. It's kind of about Shia LaBeouf's life, and Eminem stars as B Rabbit, or Jimmy Smith Jr., and he's a young rapper, and in the opening scene, he goes into a rap battle, but then he fails. He just cannot say anything. He just goes up there and just fails, basically. He just fails in every way possible, and then he goes back, and we kind of see the terrible home life he's living with his mom, and his little sister Lily, and his mom's boyfriend, and just all of that, and then you have all his friends, Future, Cheddar Bob, obviously, and all of them, and then Brittany Murphy, obviously, as the love interest. But 8 Mile, was it as good as I remember? Hell yes, it was. 8 Mile is a film that when I originally watched it, I wasn't allowed to watch it. This is one of the films where my mom and was very much like, no, you can't watch this one, you can't watch it. And then I finally got to watch it on November 9th of 2017. Why do I remember this? Because there were many posts on Instagram about how the film was turning 15 years old on November 8th. And I was like, please let me watch it for the anniversary. And she's like, no, you can watch it on your birthday. So I finally did. I watched with her for the first time. That was awkward, but not as awkward as when we watched The Wolf of Wall Street together. Ooh. And ever since I watched it, I fell in love with it. It used to be one of my favorite films, and although it isn't anymore, I still believe it is a great film. I've had this poster from this DVD, full-screen DVD, for a while. I'm pretty sure ever since I started making these videos. I really like it here, and it's a really cool picture, and I'll do a little close-up here. And I really love this film. And going back and rewatching, I was worried that, sometimes when you watch a film as a kid, your mind's still more gooey. I'm not saying my mind is perfectly not gooey. That's a weird way to word it. And then when you get older, you're kind of like, oh, this isn't as good as I remember. And even though it's probably been 2 years since I've seen this film, it's as good as I remember. And honestly, Eminem's performance is just so real, and that really helps when you can relate to it. He's basically playing himself, and he just has so many great scenes, and a scene I'm going to talk about later involving a very intense beatdown that comes in the later moments of the film. But he is honestly perfect here. It's one of my favorite performances from that year, and it's probably the best, or at least one of the best performances by a singer or an artist that's in a film that isn't normally an actor. Eminem's my favorite artist. He has been for a couple of years, ever since, well, a bit before I watched this film. That's why I want to watch the film. I have a poster of him right there. That's why I keep looking over here. Here's what it looks like. And honestly, this is just fantastic. And Lose Yourself is like one of, if not my favorite song of all time. It is just a perfect song. And I don't have lots of playlists on my phone, but one I have is just an Eminem playlist, and it's all my best of, or what I think some of his best songs are, or at least my favorites. And he is perfect here. It's really, as I said, easy to play something that you can relate to, and that's why he's so good at here. And the entire film just feels so real, and there are so many just raw moments. And the director of this, Curtis Hanson, also directed LA Confidential, which is like a much more acclaimed film. I haven't seen it, but I will watch it soon. All the supporting characters are amazing, and all their performances are just, as I said, so real. Like, Eminem is easily the standard here. I love the character of Future here, and obviously Kim Basinger, something like that, as Eminem's mom, or B Rabbit's mom, and then Brittany Murphy as Alex, like the love interest in the film. and really everyone just feels so real, and this does not, many scenes of this do not feel like a film, and a lot of that is due to the freestyle rap battles that they use at the start, and of course the ending, which is one of my favorite endings of all time. But on this DVD there are a bunch of behind the scenes and like just extras, obviously, and one of them is just shows kind of the rap battles that they had at that place, and they're real. And then Eminem, he was kind of, I'm pretty sure he was like lip syncing some of them for the film, and then he actually went up against some of the people who were winning, and I haven't seen those in like 2 years, but I remember being really impressed by that. And the ending rap battle that B-Rabbit does against Anthony Mackie is awesome. I used to have it memorized and everything. Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. The film shifts tone so well that in kind of the opening scene you get kind of the exciting stuff, and then it kind of goes disappointing, and then he gets back home, he finds his mom with boyfriend, and then you get some pretty intense stuff. But one of the best things that this film does is that they find a way to have kind of conflict, and even in these really intense moments it's kind of helped that with Lily. It's like it gets really intense, and then you have the other force kind of pulling him away from killing her mom's boyfriend. Like he's beating him on the ground, and then Lily starts crying, and he kind of is just like, stop, don't do that. And then you get some sweet moments where he's singing her to sleep after he woke her up with yelling at his mom's boyfriend. And arguably my favorite scene, or at least definitely one of them in the film, there's actually two, is when he's on the train ride home and you hear parts of the actual song 8 Mile, and it's like da 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 da. You hear parts of the words and it's like said in the way that the real song is. So I'm not sure if they recorded the song and then just cut out some of the parts. That would make sense. But it's really cool. And then that also happens later with Lose Yourself when he's inside and you see him like fiddling with the pen while Lily's over there like drawing. It's really smart what they did with the sound design. And of course that ending is fantastic. But I think my favorite scene, or it's one of the only scenes that has actually like really disturbed me, it is the beatdown scene that happens. It's one of the last scenes in the film. It happens right before the rap battle at the end, and it's when Anthony Mackie's like their group, they show up to Eminem's like trailer, and then they just, as he's outside with Lily, he's like, come on, get inside. And the worst thing that actually, like the thing that I have goosebumps explaining this, is that when he's getting this beatdown, you see his sister, like his little sister, inside crying and like banging on the thing, as she has to watch this as he's getting an insane beatdown. And then of course he can't say what happened, so when his mom asks, he's like, I fell. And she's like, you fell? He's like, yeah, I fell. It's really hard to make a scene like that actually makes me feel really bad for someone, and that just shows how great Curtis Hanson's direction in this. The film is also shot like to perfection. So many fantastic shots. Check out my Instagram. Once this video is up, you'll see, like, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the thumbnail for this one posted, and then the next post after that will be some great shots from this film, because I do that on Instagram. Follow me at YouAndReviews. And yes, this film is just as good as I remember it. It is honestly flawless. I love everything about it. I love the music, obviously, acting, script, direction, cinematography, everything. 8 Mile still deserves an A+. Thank you all for watching. Tell me what you think of this new series. I'm going to make probably a channel update where I just gotta talk about some of the stuff that I'm going to start doing, because I basically have 3 weeks. I have March break, and then our school's closed for 2 weeks after, but I don't know if we'll get schoolwork. I do have a science report and project, which sucks because I hate science. But yes, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.